Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. Hope you guys are all doing well today. I have another wow read for you today. It is December 15, 2019. The 15 is all about the devil or the shadow side of things. The 15 is also a 6, don't forget, which is love, family, and community. And it really has to do with our daily lives and the negative and the positive within all of us. The day adds up to 39-3, which is the Knight of Cups. It's also that 3 of love, of coming together with your family and friends and siblings, just coming together socially in any way, but more so expressing your authentic self. Enjoy. Okay, so it is Sunday with the Devil and the Knight of Cups. And actually is it the Devil and Mrs. Jones? That was coming up today too when I was doing the read, just randomly. I don't know if I wrote it down or not, but it definitely came up. So an offer of love, and there could be, someone might be a little aroused here, or just to be aware of the shadow side of people when they are offering love, that we are all human. So getting started with this read, the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, this is a general read for all of you who are watching. If it resonates, that's great, but if it doesn't, the read might not be for you, so don't force it to fit to your situation. It is for the Divine Masculine, so it also applies to the masculine within the Divine Feminine. And also, if you should need anything from me, if you'd like to have a session with me, a read, if you want a healing session, if you want anything, if you need anything that you don't see listed below or on my website, which is twinflames3344.com or at gmail.com, just send me an email. I'll certainly reply. And thank you guys all for your likes, your shares, your subscribes. And please do so. If you want to get the notifications, subscribe and hit the bell. If you like the video, please do like and share it if you like the video, because that would help me out a lot. If you want to support me through my music, my CD is out there. It's Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. It's Evelyn Stainthorpe. And it's on iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, and Google Play. So, it's only $1 for a song, so it's a great way to support me. And so here we go. The Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for today, December 15th, was done at 9:09, 2 Hermits. The major arcana were Hanging Man, Transition, Alchemy, and Strength. The transition is like the Death card, alchemy is like the Temperance card. And then we also had before the read, because I pull a few cards on either side of the read, we had the Tower and Indigo cards. Indigo is like the Magician in the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. They came up before the read. And actually the Strength card was just after the read. We had 3 Swords, 3 Wands, 2 Cups. No Pentacles in this read today, on this Sunday, which makes sense because a lot of people aren't working today. And then the Court cards were just the pages, the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups, but also the 9 of Cups was in the read, which often can be a character or a person, the Divine Masculine specifically. And the numbers here were, on the code line, was all about teaching and learning and environment. And the code line came up as 51 and 6, which is the King of Swords and the Lovers. And the other numbers came up, we had triple 4s, double 5s, double 2s, and double 1s, so 11, which is Justice, 22, the Fool, 55, the Truth, the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, and then the triple 4s was very angelic, so call in your angels and masters if you need them, and your ETs, of course. Let's see. In a lesser sense, we also had, well, not lesser sense, but we also had 12, which is the Hangman, 45, which is the 5 of Cups, 24, the Queen of Wands, which the read ends on today, the clarifier cards, and then we also had 59, which is the 5 of Swords, which is in the recent past in the read. We have 9, 10, begin again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, jump. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, that whole first cycle. So the new beginning cycle, we're in there. 9, 10, begin again, and we're already halfway into the new cycle. We have 332 as well, which represents the 33 and the 32. 33 is the Christ vibration and the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself without reacting. And then the 32 of the 6 of Wands, the journeyman. Good news, success, attention. So regarding teaching and learning, The code line was very simple today, but it led in a really cool direction again. We definitely had transition come up here because that was the challenge card in the read, which is the death card, which is definitely a portal in the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And then we also had the numbers 5 and 1, like I told you, the numbers in the code line. So the key was coming up, and then I was getting half of A's, which comes up like an upside down check mark, but 2 of them, if you draw them, looks like mountain range. So the key of the mountains or the leaning towers, it also looked like, in 5 to 1, which can reference the Hierophant, expansion, freedom, change, or Taurus, and then the transitions or the death, the changes, the transformations, to 1 or unity consciousness. So the delta or the triangle was also coming up here, and as I was getting the 5 to 1, I was getting the 5 fingers of the hand closing into the fist, okay? So I was getting collapsing timelines. The key, I was getting leaning, right, the leaning towers, but we also got teaching and learning. So leaning was going to learning, right? So we add an R there, or you take away an R to go from learning to leaning. But the key of leaning or learning, adding the R, the towers, the mountain to climb, the triangle, which also represents that mountain to climb, the change, the challenge, making that fist, right? From the 5 fingers open to them closed, making the fist, the collapsing timelines, the kaleidoscope or stackable cups, the implosion of a building, the collapsible, the volcanic eruptions and earthquake simultaneously, or in other words, like an implosion of a building. Expansion and contraction all at once. But when I went to write once, I wrote 1. So again, that was missing the C, going from 1 to once, like leaning to learning. Missing the C. But also if you take once to 1, then you can take it to on and then to 0, or the human body embodiment of source. With the solid root or foundation, it's not so painful, like the Twin Towers Memorial. Had to dig deep to get to the root of the matter, the root canal, the scraping or skyscraping. Scraping is for looks, but also indicative of the root issue, something more severe at hand, referencing again the 5 fingers that close into a fist. A problem, it was a problem from the get-go. Anger and impatience were energies of building. If you expand too high or too quickly, there's no option but to contract in the same way. If it goes up with bad feelings, then it will go down in the same way. How things play out, whether they survive or not, have to do with the core issues, the heart and soul of the matter, the intent of the build, done for love or greed, growth or revenge, like what was in the hearts of these men who all built the building, how to bring down something too big with minimal or no effect to the environment around it, right? That's how we take buildings down. We implode them as to not affect the environment, to explode and implode all at the same time. The contractor wants to expand by locking down the details, to be on the same page, the agreement, the details, where all parties agree to regardless of their perspective, so that one can't renege or distort the original intention. They can always amend it if all change their perspective together, right? So if everyone changes, then they can certainly amend it. Things aren't like they used to be. Rules and regulations are there so that all can feel heard, or in other words, a common goal. However, when you're contracting with those with ill intent or service to self, the contract, the heart of the matter, the stability at risk for home base is not the home, that home is where the heart is. And then I went online just real quick to see what was coming up, and just some quotes from the headers were coming up. The first one was from mgoblog.com, and this was just taken out of context. But hyping up the 5-star one and done as a program changer is often a disappointment. So again, saying When you rush it, or just want, it's like a flash in the pan type of thing, it all has to do with the intention going into it. So if you go into it with impatience and just want to get it done, it often can come out a disappointment afterwards, not what you wanted at all. And then another header came up with transition, but the T was separate from the rest of the word. It came up T and then transition to teaching in secondary education. The T of the toggle up or the key, and then ran, sit, ion. So after you run, then sit down, and then connect. And the date also came up August 15th, 2018. So if you want to check back to August 15th last year, you might want to do that to see what happened in your log. So, just so you know too, like a lot of the stuff that came up in this read is about all the changes going on. We definitely have birth of new relationships, also pregnancies and births of children. We also have cheating and STDs coming up, as well as miscarriages and things like that. So all of those kind of issues are coming up here, as well as fainting and pregnancy. So at 9:49, which is the Hermit, and 49, which is the Nine of Cups, actually I started feeling sinus pressure in my head at that moment, with the T, the ran, the sit, and then the ion, to toggle up, run, then sit down and rest, and then connect. And then a header was coming up, which was so weird. Two different headers from two different companies came up about concrete in bills, and there was nothing in the coding that had anything to do with build or contract. And they both came up referencing the same code rules from a code book. So we had ACI 318-11 to ACI 318-14 and ACI 318.2-14 from a building code. The first one was Madison Concrete Company, but it was referencing all these double things, like twins, 2.1 and 2.2, then there was a plus over another plus, then there was A2 and A2, and then there was F apostrophe ER, so I'll leave that to your imagination. And then we had FT, FT, and then we had M1, M1, so there was all these doubles of everything, all different kinds of twins. And it was referencing the that they changed in these codes, these rules, the sign convention, or how things were symbolized, right? And then another header came up, the transition key from American Concrete Institute, which was concrete.org. And again, those same rule numbers were coming up, the ACI 318s, the exact same ones. But then they said a common provision may have been divided or repeated. The code mostly rewritten in process of reorganization. Thus, the exact wording and context are not the same at the new location. So, it's like a contract needing to be rewritten because it was lost or burned in a fire or a flood, that kind of thing. So that's coming up. And also the year 2014 is coming up, referencing the old way of doing things, that you can use either set or a combination of the two. So you can use the old way, or you can use the new way, or you can use a combination of the both in transition. And then the collapsible cups were coming up again. That the collapsible cups were coming up in the Ace of Cups, that the Ace of Cups is more than meets the eye, right? Because you can have lots of cups within one, the different layers, the different dimensions, all playing out at the same time. So as we start into the read, we have the Hanging Man awake, or reversed, awakened after the Tower hit. And the Tower came up upright yesterday. The Tower is definitely upright within the clarifying cards in the read today as well. But it came up in the underlying energies here too. So I did pull that here because I don't usually pull this last card, but I wanted to because it was a big deal in yesterday's read. So after the Tower, we then had the Indigo card, which is like the Magician, then the Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, then the Ace of Cups, and then the Hangman on top there. So awakened after the Tower hit. The Magician with wealthy or abundant family or large institution separates, heartbroken, or rained out for new love, self-love, spiritual love, which is that collapsed cup, all the different layers of love. Precarious situation when the Hanging Man is chained to the Tower, like Quasimodo, hung in the bell tower when the rug was pulled out from beneath him. The highest up fall the hardest. Grounding and integrating an offer that looks like all the others, frustrating, stagnant, while getting over loss and regret, having let go of the baton as to not take the others down with him. Leading the way to detox and through the chaos or the storm to his destiny, or destined location or new position. Separation, heartbreak, rain, and the Knight of Cups, going back, trying to help with an offer of love. The Page of Swords, news or message, spreading the word about coming together, a party, homecoming, leading the way, crowds cheering, New Year's brings good tidings, the ball drop with sparkles, with light, dreamlike with everyone huddled around, ignited new journey in the new year ahead, 2020 vision and hindsight, both at the same time or simultaneously. Dancing in synchronicity, reflecting in pink, and so dancing in sync, reflecting in pink, and buttercup yellows of compassion and unity consciousness, whether in the city or the country or the ranch house. One and done. We did a house, don't need to do it again. Learn their lesson. Yay! Patience. The Knight of Wands reversed, taking a physical break from so much activity or running around. Justice or divorce or Libra splits, cuts through the BS and the red tape, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, dethroned. A pain in the ass or has STD infection or hemorrhoids, or justice to another for them sleeping around, being a player, or falling short of a promise. And that was at 1017, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Star. So someone who likes to get a lot of attention. So obviously right there, someone looks like somebody cheated. It looks like a Queen of Pentacles reversed with a Knight of Wands reversed, who may be younger than her. And someone might have gotten an STD from that. Or it could be a pregnancy coming up as well. So there's lots of different things coming up here. So as we turn the page, deception, and then honeymoon was beneath it. So there definitely could have been deception on a honeymoon, which just references time away. It's a break. It doesn't have to be actually a honeymoon. But the honeymoon period also is coming up, and that the honeymoon's over, right? In deception. Where the King of Cups upright, who's a loving or water man, and then the evil Empress is coming up reversed, because it's from the Tarot of Sexual Magic. The Empress, you know, she's not a happy looking person, all right? This is the Empress. So this is her, you know, and the Empress is reversed today. So that's that energy. The other Empress is reversed as well. So there's two different Empress energies. They can both be the same person, but they can also be two separate Empresses. So the evil Empress, or someone who's just ill, feeling sick, or no longer feeling sexy, like she used to, or just getting old. But any which way, whoever the evil Empress is, she doesn't have to be evil, but she can be for sure, reversed. There's a false start with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and I was getting sirens at that time. It was 1020, which is the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, on strike or stubborn, refusing to move or work, or disabled or depressed, settling out with drunk or depressed female, or someone who's ill or sick, refusing to eat apples because then they keep the doctor away, or she poisoned one for someone else. And it could just be tainted as well, like fruit that's been left out on the table might have gotten tainted and caused someone to get sick. Or somebody's sick, might be sick because they got pregnant, they don't know it yet. The stage is set for seduction. And notice that part of seduction is SED, which has to do with sedation, right? So it's about, you know, making someone sleepy or feel less alive, and that can lead to depression, right? So we have the stages set for seduction, surgery, and or death. Recently, her limp wrist matches to his right knee, or the centaur was coming up, the half man, half horse, refusing to accept an offer of fruit. No altar, no candles, no love at the center of it. A good man, and the sick or old or evil Empress reversed, getting him to or manipulating him to hurt others for sex, money, and power, or getting him to check in on a sick friend or a sick child at home, perhaps. That could be at the hospital as well. And spiritual partnership comes up here, number 27, which is the Ace of Wands. Below it was manifestation, which is number 8, which is the Strength card, which is reversed in this read, needing the strength and courage. Starting over in love without option, the Holy Grail is elusive, strategizing a plan post a fight or competition or game, patient for their destiny, or impatient. Was it patient up there? It might have been another way. Well, either way. There's a turn for the better. Destiny is definitely upright here, the Wheel of Fortune, without the Empress reversed, or Old Lady. So fire and ice, and that's definitely referencing, parallels to like me with my son, as my son being the Divine Masculine. He just moved home, and I'm his mom, right? So I could be his old lady, and, he's getting ready to get another job, and then he's going to want to move out eventually, right? So it's that same kind of template. The fire and ice of the drama queen and the ice queen, or some of both, patient and balancing both sides of themselves, the fire and the ice. R2D2 is coming up. The inner springs and coils. Heavy metals were coming up, so chelation was coming up here. Solid base, heavy gold with lobster claw clasps, so someone who likes heavy gold or jewelry. The ringleader or ball and chain takes a fall, a clamp down, a cramp down, a case closed, no longer able to open, with Cain and Abel to spin the roulette wheel. Russian roulette, if she wants to die, then she will. It's her will, not mine. It's like Jesus saying, your words, not mine. And then que sera, sera, whatever will be. The future is ours to see. Que sera, sera. So the Empress reversed with anger issues, or someone who's sick or old, awakening to the journey, or sick and tired of being the leader or the one with all the ideas, or the Empress reversed with anger issues and big head, getting attention for the Queen of Pentacles reversed, deceptive daughter, sharing bad habits, like no fruit, tainted apples, obsessive behavior, alcohol, or depression. A spiritual partner, the mother and daughter contract, alcohol, depression, suicide, cutting, attention-seeking, neediness, overspending, unwanted pregnancies, all up for clearing here. What the daughter inherited from the mother, even in the womb, generational same-sex traits passed down generation to generation, or skipping generations, grandmother to granddaughter, or all three in a row. The Five of Swords is upright here in the past, recently at war, awakened man and Empress reverse, closed-minded boss, wife, mother, grandmother, aunt, or abusive mother to addictive or depressed daughter, depressed mother to abusive or bossy dominating daughter, so whichever way, sometimes it skips the generation, or one is abusive, one spends, and one is depressed or drinks, so the grandmother, the mother, and the granddaughter. All deception after the honeymoon period or rehab, still wearing a mask after coming home from rehab at 12:53, which is the Hangman and the Knight of Swords, and that's also the catapult, the 53. Still deceiving the awakened Divine Masculine. So someone coming out saying they're changed, but they're not really. They're still wearing the mask. Pretending to be different. And that could be the Divine Masculine as well. So 10:53 is the Hangman and the Knight of Swords. The Empress reversed at war with awakened Divine Masculine, man with big ego or man with big ideas. News, message, or spreading the word about disconnect, breakup, or breach of contract. With the Page of Pentacles reversed, poor student in need of help, or one who never learns. Instead of learning, they lean, which came up in the code line. Or two kids are fighting, one never learns and the other is a tattletale. The Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, or is abusive, choosing a new path suddenly, or causing a sudden event, explosion, eruption, or epiphany. With the Page of Pentacles reversed, not working, or whatever they're doing together is not working, or not trying to help themselves, waiting to lean on others to do it for them. Coming out of after hiding mental illness of mother and or kids, the Empress reversed and Sovereign reversed, like a mother and daughter, with lack and powerlessness, and the Knight of Pentacles too, which can be another daughter or a son, disabled or stubbornness, none working out or none working or overworking it, perpetually aligning with lack consciousness and their own desires. The Hermit reversed, the Empress reversed, the teen spender, the younger stubborn and lazy, and the youngest never starts anything on their own, who leans on others. So Virgo and Taurus came up here. It was very much about the earth signs. And then the children, the oldest, middle, and the youngest, the baby. The positions in the family, or the Hermit and the Empress, grandparents or sisters. And then the Sovereign reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, their children. And then their children are the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords then breaking the pattern, because it's the only one that's upright and not a pentacle, because all the others were pentacles, or earth signs at least. So breaking the pattern, as well as the Knight of Swords reversed, where they used to be verbally abusive, now holding their tongue and spreading positive messages. The foundation here is the Nine of Cups upright, being happy with yourself, getting your wish. An awakened man with happy family or emotional completion of a cycle apart from the family, implementing a plan regarding the past, coming together at work to share with others as lovers. Family business, settling out to go back to lover of the past or come together with lover to share the past, maybe meet at Cheers. Centrally is the Page of Wands reversed. The worst of Cain and Abel and disabilities are over. So there could be a war between brothers. Not a now with a Cain and Abel to move on, the King of Pentacles frustrated without their sunshine, or kids are sick, depressed, or overexposed, and ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Uninspired, aka depressed, or just time to ground and integrate. For the King of Pentacles, it's time to be uninspired for a while, to not work. The challenge being, post-death, the transition is done, but still a few threads are dangling or hanging on. Portal is closing or resisting the change. Released from prison, anxiety, or hostage is freed by the King of Cups. Impatient fallen angel, frustrated and uninspired, or low energy, or sick, or with sick child. And this is at 117, which is the Magician and the Star. The Lovers, the Hierophant reversed and the World upright at 118, which is now the Magician and the Moon. Lovers divorced or spiritual, alternative, out of the box, and all is once again right with the world. Or Taurus reversed and Pisces, or sealed divine feminine, or Pisces with Taurus in their chart, happy with themselves, getting their wish. With Taurus lover, with child, or just Pisces is the baby, gotta love me. The King of Cups prison sentence is done, and the Page of Cups wears the pants in the relationship. Lots of energy being exchanged here, and feelings expressed, the worst over of a painful end, or nausea, recovering, grounding and integrating, sweets and tweets, I was just getting sweats as well, at the gate. The Sagittarius or teen, fallen angel, or impatient with attitude, alcohol or negative spell work or depression issues, stressed out, up at night, having nightmares, and putting it out there to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, expressing their feelings to the Mother, and energy exchange, awakening, ideas, and or passing out. So there could be a lot between mothers and daughters today, whether it's grandmother to mother, mother to younger daughter, or daughter to grandmother. Impatient to share, or angel literally fell or passed out, now crowning the Ace of Swords reversed, the King of Swords reversed, makes a bold move to split, or lie, or cut through the BS, the red tape, offer help, work, or a job, a loan, or proposal to help save or hold on to their money, and bring good news, success, and attention, all at once to the Empress reversed, who's in lack, or Taurus reversed, laid up on bed rest, or miscarried, surprised or suddenly pregnant and surprised. And or just nauseous and on bed rest, or they could be on, somebody could be on bed rest for their entire pregnancy, I'm getting here, because they're at a high risk age. Or the King of Swords reversed with Cancer, and Taurus reversed at rest, or Taurus reversed with Cancer, or divorced and depressed. Or the King of Swords alternative and working with Cancer to connect in 5D. The Two of Wands is upright here, a date, a meal after split, lies and BS, and the worst over. Happy with self, holding back money and or new life, or talking about playing ball while in recovery on this date. The King of Swords reversed, no longer on the fence with third-party battle, or the conflict is now over, still stuck without peace, frustrated kids, and juggling with the King of Wands reversed, or juggling kids back and forth with fire sign X and or King of Wands reversed, going through nightmare, destined to put it out there, and the Emperor Star, unstable wounded warrior, destined to be the mover and shaker. Or Aries, Aquarius, Leo, which could be Taurus as well, or with ego, wounded warrior, all about her sexy body and no face, the face wasn't being shown at all here, flashing her butt for everyone, unstable or moving. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, which can be that same person, telling everyone how she rejected him, or how she made it clear, no sex until he wakes up, until he has a new idea, or he gets his confidence back, or that's just her ego. Impatient or fallen angel, sharing with everyone but them. The Queen of Pentacles reversed may be pregnant by the Knight of Wands reversed while divorced, but there's definitely deception and cheating going on there. And that's at 150, which is the Magician and the Ten of Cups. The happy family, but also could be a happy family that's ending, because the Ten of Cups can also be like the sham fam, like happy on the outside, but it's an illusion. 151 is the Magician and the King of Swords. Mother and daughter could be pregnant at the same time, or using a surrogate, or parents, or aunt and uncle, or grandparents are taking a baby off a teen mother's hands. Someone definitely cheated here, possibly with STD result. Soon is the Four of Wands reversed. Unstable, moving, or ending a marriage, ending a party, or staying at another's house. Dumping a load, burdens, or responsibilities to party, socialize, or come together in separation, heartbreak, or suffering in silence, a pity party. So it could be, girlfriends getting together too. A lot of back and forth of feelings and expression of energy, with the King of Cups possibly expressing in a confession. Letting go to fix, repair, or mend, or spend a little to dress up the house, now clear who the enemy is, armed with the truth but not aggressive, giving others enough rope to hang themselves. Tired, sick, low energy, ain't no sunshine when she's gone, overexposed, defenseless to big, wealthy, or abundant family or institution, and frustrated or unable to conceive a child, with lover or a child lover. So this child can't be his. Marriage over and complete and happy on his own, but impatient and frustrated, sick or low energy, and defenseless to dream family, but frustrated or not attracted to child lover or new lover, frustrated with third energy, puppy love, divorced, or alternative sealed divine feminine wish, or just happy with themselves. The divine masculine's impatient. That's how he's seeing himself, and choosing a new path with the secret out, or secret passion. Recovery from exile or rehab, or verbal abuse, or holding their tongue about running away, cheating or stealing from him, a partner getting away with murder, or all his good ideas, or intellectual property. Love yourself first, soulmate comes up, and new love, all for the divine masculine. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Now choosing left, or the new, the divine feminine, ignoring what others have done to him, impatient for new love. Around him, or how he is seen, is the Five of Wands reversed. Done the fight, no conflicts, seeing syncs or synchronicities, defenseless to only one option. The Queen of Cups reversed in awakening. The masculine needs to clear blocks of the Page of Cups, that innocent pure love and open heart, that true love is real, offered from sealed divine feminine, the world, and dream family. The blocks also he needs to clear around having it all, that he can have it all. Defending his love without saying a word. Environment comes up, teaching and learning, but even more so for the masculine today was follow your dreams and love. No more battle, spying, distrusting. The King of Pentacles back to save the day, clearly free with open heart, free to leap, while the Queen of Swords does her thing and speaks about walking away. Walking into that good night at 217, which is the High Priestess and the Star. Then 218, the High Priestess and the Moon. We keep getting the stars and the moon. With new information in and clarity comes the need for courage and strength to get past frustration, inability to conceive of, awakening in ideas, to allow changes, release the strain, changing, right? The King of Wands reversed, clinging to anger and exhaustion or lack of inspiration, weak, ego death, or out of control fire sign ego, with Scorpio, Libra, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, a new twin flame path resting on break or by the water surrendering. One dog and a lobster howling at the last of the full moon in a sudden event, explosion, eruption, or collapse, epiphany of new love. Message of love, puppy love, young child, or new child. The magician stretches their right arm to heal DNA, moving to heed the call, make announcement, or judgment comes out, or to help the Red Cross. And then I was getting the root junction, and then petticoat junction was coming up here. So having to do with the root stability, right? A good, strong foundation, which really roots into the heart. The twins and kids, happy memories, with the Knight of Cups offering love to the Page of Cups, who had offered him love, leaving the Queen of Wands where she wants to be, at the top. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, so all the water signs. A Cancer could be a Gemini or Virgo that comes together with their twin. Scorpio moves, and Pisces announces proposal, and fire sign females perched with cat at the top, without anyone bothering her. Awake and happy getting wish, or losing temper impatiently after conflict or now over, but the war has just started. The Page of Wands reversed, frustrated and uninspired to change, to go through the portal, or post rigor mortis, or postpartum, or uninspired to use sperm since he doesn't want to get pregnant. Moving, unstable, ending marriage, or visiting another house. The Page of Cups child, or new love, in split divide with new information or clarity has come in. Weak in new path, or has passed out with news and surrender. Awakened by fight, war, inner conflict, with the Empress reversed, happy getting wish of no child, no conception, in split, lie, video, cutting through the BS, and challenged by change. Impatient or losing temper to move or end marriage or business after fight with or for Page of Cups, with clarity about lies, choosing new twin flame path, resting in 5D, or on a beach or by the water, surrendering to the water signs. Illumination about sudden events, an epiphany of new love or child or message of love, manifesting change in location, an announcing or a final judgment that comes through, or a call to action to see your twin and offer love without the Queen of Wands interference. So he left her in charge. 244, the High Priestess, and the mastering, grounding, and integrating of that offer of love. And that ended at 245. So 244 to 245, and 245 is where the baton is completely dropped. So it's 3855, and I'm going to pull a card for me from the Kipper deck, and then I probably will pull again from the Good Tarot. I have to show you the cards as well. So there's a lot of changing and face the strain, all right? So a lot of changes going on right now for the good. And from the Kipper deck, this is the Kipper deck, which has like the joker or the gesture on the card. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? This is December 15, 2019. Removing all negativities and filling with beautiful love and diamond crystalline light across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath, you guys. A lot of high vibe energy, but it can be a little bit stressful at times. All right, that fell out very nicely. Oh, look what it is. It fell out so like, I don't know, it was like someone doing a twist in the air with the greatest of ease. That's what I'm getting, like the greatest of ease, the trapeze. So the Lovers is coming up. The Prisoners of Love. And Marriage. That's a really nice message for you guys. The underlying energy here is the family room. Let's see what's under the family room. So after journey and despair, coming into the empty nest and ready to fill it. There's been a message of concern before the journey as well. So it's like receiving message from the feminine on the journey, going through the despair, and then into the empty room waiting to be filled. That was the underlying energy. So that's a really nice message. Again, this was your card coming out. And then we pulled these other two as well. The Prisoner of Love and Marriage. So then, of course, Al Bundy's coming up in Love and Marriage. And then we have the Good Tarot. Let's see what comes up. Just a quick couple cards. Hopefully not too many come up. Usually a lot of cards come out with this deck for me. For everyone watching, the best. The highest and best concern. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Really feeling a lot of high energy today. All right, so let's see what it is. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? There we go, came right up. 3 cards here. This one wants to be seen for sure. And these two, actually. Anything else? Nope, just these two. All right, the bottom of the deck, so a bunch of cards came out, but I'll try to get through them. So we have Ace of Water. Oh, perfect. The Ace of Cups came up. Okay. And the little seahorse with the pearl. Aww. And this came up in the other card yesterday. Was it yesterday? Where the seahorse is looking at the divine feminine. They were upside down. Or it was with the karmic, feeling small. So now here's the divine masculine, the seahorse, but now holding his pearl, which is the divine feminine, the growth from within the clam or the oyster. And that's so sweet. The new love. That's the underlying energy for you guys. Let me just put these in order so I don't get them mixed up. All right, so the first set of cards that came out for you guys are these 3. The Ace of Swords was reversed, which fell down. All right, the Ace of Swords reversed, the 10 of Earth reversed, which is like the 10 of Pentacles. So the Ace of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Earth, or Queen of Pentacles reversed. All right, so I'm going to show them to you upright so you can just see the energies there. All right, so first, the lies. And this has to do with split and divide too, which has to do with people breaking up and also pregnancies because the cell splits. And then the 10 of Earth or the 10 of Pentacles, but reversed. There's definitely dysfunction with values or loss of money or dysfunction in the family. It doesn't have to be about money. It can be about just practical things in the family. So some kind of dysfunction there. And then with the Queen of Earth as well. So she's reversed, which came up in the read too. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. However, the 10 of Pentacles in the read was upright. Here it's coming up about the lies and the split, cutting through the crap. And this isn't the centaur, but the Pegasus, right? I can't tell if it's if it has a horn on its head. I think it does. But either way, it's an angelic horse. And again, he's using the wind to hold him up because he's facing into the wind. The southeast wind's coming up to the northwest. He's facing into it and just allowing the winds to hold him up as opposed to resisting. But here, could be resisting the winds because that has to do with the split and the lies and all the crap that needs to be sorted out, or the split of the cell where there's a pregnancy, which may not be his, which came up in the read, and the dysfunction of the family or the financial values of the family and the Queen of Earth connected with this family, okay? So it's definitely a split, whether it's the masculine splitting from the Queen of Earth or the Queen of Earth splitting from the family. Either way, there's splits and or pregnancies going on here. And there's more brown of the earth, the groundedness of the masculine, than there is of the etheric realm here. Then we had this card come up by itself, the Wheel of Fortune, the Fortune's Wheel, really pretty. And there's two people peeking through this hole here. It looks like one, but there's actually two, because it's like a sun face as well. I see him seeing like a bow tie as well. Like someone wearing a suit, but in a different way. You know, like a bow tie is different than wearing a tie. And the kaleidoscope, I brought up the kaleidoscope collapsing here, and this very much reminds me of the kaleidoscope. Also the portal, but like a ship's portal. Ships, two faces. Instead of two ships passing in the night, two faces. Two faces passing in the night. Oh, it has to do with the eclipse, because it's the sun and the moon. Right? So it's like two ships or two faces passing in the night. When the eclipse occurs, there's a kaleidoscope effect here. But it's the Fortune's Wheel. It's upright. It's destined. Fate. And there's hearts. I don't know if you can see the patchwork hearts. All the patches of the quilt have been pieced together. And here's the heart. And it reminds me of the Nightmare Before Christmas as well, right? The patchwork characters. And also looking down the rabbit hole. So Alice in Wonderland, the eclipses, the Nightmare Before Christmas, all that stuff is coming up here with lots of sparkles and stars, and New Year's as well. I'm getting a pocket watch too. Oh, I'm getting that someone has an implant at their heart, which has to do with, you know, like a PICC line or something like that. So somebody might be getting an implant as well. But it's good fortune, you know, it will be helpful to them. So someone who's had trouble healing from an infection might get a port put in. And there's that portal again. So that's what I was trying to look for, the port. So anything to do with ports or portals is happening, but for the best of all those concerned. And the heart's being pieced back together, as in the Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, I like that one. All right, then the two blues and the two browns come up, each one for the divine feminine, one for the masculine. So there's the three of water and the two of water. So like the two of cups and the three of cups, but they're both reversed. So the two of water, the two little goldfish, but even in the two of cups upright in this, the goldfish aren't looking at each other. They're two ships that pass in the night. Two goldfish that pass in the night. And then the three of water is the mermaid with the pearl. And we just had a card where the seahorse had the pearl. Oh, she's got two pearls. Or she's got to have three. I'm sorry, she's got three pearls. So they're all here. 3 shells with 3 pearls. But these two cards are both reversed, so just give me a minute here. I'm getting dazed and confused from the goldfish. They look like they ran into a wall, right? Like, so they got like a concussion, so all of a sudden they're like kind of dazed and confused. Like this could be the passing out, like because people are passing out. Because when the cell splits, someone passes out. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, and literally this is referencing the passing out too. Like, so the mermaid, she passed out. She's falling down to the bottom of the sea. But she has 3 shells with pearls in it. Ah, it's referencing the children, the youngest, the middle, and the oldest. And now they've reversed order because she's falling down to the bottom of the sea. The oldest, middle, and youngest have reversed order, except the middle always stays the same. The middle never changes. Changing and face the strain. So growing up, somebody could be having triplets and twins, all right? Twins and triplets. Obviously the twins are coming together, right? But this is being disoriented. All of a sudden, it's like they got conked in the head and they're disoriented for a moment. And they have to take a minute to restabilize themselves. And that was definitely coming up because the Four of Wands was reversed. So there's some instability there. They're kind of dazed and confused and just need to reorient themselves as to where they are within their own universe with floating in the water. And here's someone passing out. So it could be drunk or pregnant or have an illness or just passing out with joy and surrender. Or somebody got a gift of pearls and they passed out because they were so shocked. It's somebody wanting to share all their blessings with the world. They're just so like overwhelmed with joy. That's what I'm getting, even though it's the Three of Water reversed. It's just kind of like everything's like in suspended animation. That's what I'm getting. Okay, that's where we are right now. And that's especially for the Divine Feminine. So then we get to the masculine cards because they're more the grounded cards, and they're both upright. So while there's total disorientation or suspended animation of feminine energy, and that can be feminine within the masculine as well, the masculine energy is stable and grounded as I'm losing my voice, but they're not speaking. They need to speak up with the blues, right? The blues are up here. All right, we have 5 of fire, and it's not coming back. My voice won't come back. The 5 of fire is that conflict, expansion, competition on the quest. And then the Queen of Fire. Okay, so she's a fighter. That's what she wants to do. She's on a quest. And this could be the energy of the masculine in his feminine, but very grounded and ready to fight. It also could be a karmic energy ready to fight, right? That's her nature, is to always be at war because she's the fire energy, the Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. Let me just look at this for a second. It could be this is also mother and child, okay? This is representing that fire of the mother and child, how they're like each other. And you see the eyes. They actually do look a lot alike as mother and child. The mother here is holding, I think it's a candle. It's what about them? There's a lot of similarities here, but there's a lot of differences too. So it's definitely this the mother and child relationship is very significant here. The child has butterflies in the card and flowers all lit up with sparkles and star type things, but very pretty, right? And she's more angelic. She's got wings. But the mother doesn't have wings. You see, she's more of on the evil side. And it's referencing what I told you about the mother-daughter, grandmother relationship, that it can skip generations or be every generation where she's the mean mother and then this sweet child, but then her child will become bossy to her. Or they could both be the same. You don't know. She could have her evil streak. She doesn't look like a real nice lady, this one. She's got, these are like flames coming out of her head. And they could hurt if she used them, if she bucked her head into you. But it's like the heart is illuminated because when it's like the protest too much, why do you need to show your heart here? Because if your heart is open, then people instinctually already know it because they feel you. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like the evil queen and, Cinderella. It's that reference, but it's the mother and child and the jealousy of the mother and the child, right? Because of the youth. So all of those relationship wounds are coming up between mother and child here. Very interesting. So they're both very feminine. This also can reference the masculine's mother with him, like him being treated more like a girl or him having more a feminine personality than a brother, that kind of thing. And then the mother treating him like the daughter that she never had. And again, here's that feminine energy of suspended animation. So the pearls open, the oyster or clams are all open now, the pearls are exposed, and someone passes out. And maybe when they pass out, it's not even that they want to share all of their good fortune with others, but while they're passed out, people take them. And here's dazed and confused, suspended animation. So Very interesting message there. All right, guys. Drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. And you know what to do. You always rise and be loved, guys. Be good to yourself. See ya.